What's up, guys? Here we are again. It's been too long. I've been missing these. And I'm not sure if you've been missing them, but I'm back to give you some more. The journey for me recently has been all over the place, honestly. I was called back into the life insurance arena by God Himself. I think I spoke on this the last time I was on camera, but basically all my energy and effort's been going into that for the most part. That and my family. I've even been kind of holding back on the gym to make sure I'm going as hard as I need to, where it's hardest most for me to go into. Which has been making enough calls with the life insurance and talking to enough people to serve. So, guys, what I want to talk to you guys about today is that exactly. It's servitude, what it means to be a servant, what it means to have a servant's heart, and what it's looked like for me in my life and what it's done for me in my life. So, to start, I'll take you guys back to when I was the least bit of a servant as I ever was. I told you guys before, whenever I was in high school, whenever I was a sophomore specifically, I had lost myself. I was in an ugly space. I didn't know who I was, didn't know where I was going. I didn't have a plan. And I was making the worst decisions I could and ever did in life, really. In that time, I was the most egotistical. I had the least care for others. And it showed. I made nothing but bad decisions and put myself in some very ugly situations that I still think back to sometimes now. I busted these two teeth out, the whole nine, right? On a car windshield, by the way. So, anyways, and during that time, I didn't care about other people, little to whatsoever. And my actions followed, and my connections followed as well. The person who had always had my back no matter what since day one was my mom. I heard her the most during this time. I still remember one particular instance when I got this tattoo on my arm right here, coming home and seeing her more mad than I ever have seen her before. Because it was a terrible tattoo. I still regret. I don't want to say I regret it, but I still have it to this day. Haven't gotten marked over as a reminder of where I come from, you could say. And I also got this one. She was pretty mad about that one as well. But all throughout that time, I was hurting her and causing her more stress when she was already stressed to high heavens around trying to pay the mortgage when my dad was gone and just figuring out what the hell was going on in our life. Single mother at that point. I hurt her and was equally hurting myself while I did that. I broke up friendships. There's still some people that I did wrong in that time that I have not made amends with at this point that I would like to. But they probably wouldn't even talk to me because of the negative situations we were in. I broke a girl's heart that really meant something to me in that time and still have regrets about that and would like to make amends there to the best of my ability. So needless to say, this whole time, again, I didn't care about anybody else. I only cared about myself, and I only cared about pleasing myself. And so naturally what followed was the ugliest time of my life. Busted my teeth out, was on drugs, all of them you can imagine except for meth and heroin. Had several friends that died from the same things we were doing. That was a little bit later, thankfully, but still. Arrested, several runs with the police. Police didn't like me. They had stories around my name, or around myself, I should say. You name it. So again, in this time where I was only trying to please myself, I basically destroyed everything good I had going on around me. Now, thankfully, in that time, because of God, that's really the only reason I can understand, or that I've understood at this point. My now wife was sent to me in that time. I met her. We had love at first sight, and have worked our way to where we are now. And in that, I have found my servant's heart. In that timeline, the past 8 years, will be 8 years this coming month in April. I have found my servant's heart within that process, within the process of doing my best to achieve more, failing, and asking myself why. I've gone through the struggle. I've gone through years and years and years of working through the parts of myself that were holding me back. And don't get me wrong, I still got some ways to go, as we always do. But in that journey, I have went through so much that my biggest desire at this point, or one of the biggest desires I have, is to help others go through their own journey. It is to help others understand where they've come from, why they are where they are today, to understand where they want to go. It's been my journey where, again, I started just trying to make more money, just trying to have more freedom failed consistently over and over and over again, to the point where the only thing I could do was ask myself, why me? Like, what's going on? Like, what's wrong? What am I doing wrong? Right? And that was hard to do, might I mention, the right way, because I've always, growing up, I had a lot of patterns around self-doubt and, um, blaming myself for issues. And so going into entrepreneurship and personal development and growth, you have to take full accountability, but you can't if you have patterns like I did, you got to be careful, because you can take a pattern like blaming yourself and then take too much blame for yourself and then not even keep going. But at the end of the day, if you learn how to be accountable on one side, but honest with yourself, or accountable and honest with yourself, but also forward progressive in the same notion, you can actually continue to move forward. But many times I would beat myself up about a loss or a failure or a situation that I didn't like, or a situation that triggered me, that I would slow down. I would run, my progress would not be as much as it could be. And I felt it and I seen it. And thankfully, I began to see it in a way that helped me understand that I shouldn't beat myself up as much. So anyways, back to the point here. Through that journey of falling on my face, getting back up, analyzing why I fell, I learned a lot about myself. I learned more about myself than anything else. No matter the vehicle I was in. Again, I spent 2 years in trading, short-term stocks. There was stocks, there was crypto, there was Forex, all of it. I was in different communities, different mentors, different people, different trainings, you name it, note-taking like a mug. And throughout that journey, I failed. I lost a lot of money, but I learned about myself. I learned the right ways of doing things, the wrong ways of doing things. I learned what worked better for me in one way or another. I learned how to be around people of higher status. I learned how to be teachable and coachable by people who were in positions that I wanted to be in. And slowly but surely, I learned how to be a servant in one way or another. See, it was in that journey that I learned how to be consistent. I learned that the need to be consistent without results, without achievement, without really any reason to keep going in the physical sense, in the physical world. That's where I learned how to help other people be consistent, or the power of helping someone else be consistent. Okay? Then in life insurance, been around 2 years in that. Now I'm back in it now as well. But my first period in it, I was in it for quite some time, struggled in a lot of different ways, but eventually learned that it was all about service. And if I can serve someone else, inevitably I will end up helping myself in the process. And might I mention, when you go into this journey and you bet it all on yourself, you do it to help yourself as well. There's nothing wrong with helping yourself. We have to help ourselves. We're ultimately all about ourselves anyway. So it's just about wrapping our mind and our emotional integrity around helping other people in the right way, that which obviously helps ourselves as well. Right? So in the life insurance journey, I learned how to communicate. I worked through my own limitations and beliefs and hesitancies around communication and leadership and sales. I learned how to be an influential leader slowly but surely. I learned how to communicate with my peers to get the information I needed. I learned how to be that servant that the people I was talking to really needed and didn't even know they needed, but they did. And I'd be lying if I said I was exactly where I wanted to be, wanted to be then. It takes time. It's a journey. It's a journey of ongoing development and self-exploration. But if you don't learn how to take those few steps in the beginning, you'll never get there. You'll never get onto the journey to see the joy in it. So to reel this all back together, without the servant's heart and without the desire to give back to others, not many things will be able to keep you going in the long run. Not many things will keep you rolling whenever the doors are shutting, or they feel like they're shutting and the lights are going darker. And nobody's there to hold you. Nobody understands what you're going through. But if you can turn that pain into power, if you can turn that pain into pressure and go help somebody else, your problems won't be as much as what they were before. They'll start to fade away in one way or another. Again, this has been the case for me time and time again. Every time I was struggling financially, I had debt. I was racking up credit cards in our apartment that we had at the time while in life insurance. If I went into my room in the morning and focused on serving, focused on helping the next individual as best as I could, no matter what I had going on, I focused on serving the person in front of me, my problems would cease to exist. The money would come in one way or another, whether that was from that person that I helped or in general. It's almost as if what we give, what we put out, is what comes back. Right? But we got to be giving out for the right reasons. We got to be giving out and putting out the right energy and the right goodness for the right reasons for the right amount of time. And that, I say right amount of time, there's no definite set of standards there. But the point is that when we have to be all committed. We have to walk by faith. We have to continue the path. Momentum loves, or business loves momentum. Business loves speed. Helping people love speed and value and consistency more than anything. The consistent helper, the consistent servant is that who receives everything they desire. The person who consistently looks for the things that they desire is the person that's bound to find it. So, my friends, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to keep it short and simple for this first one, getting back into this. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think below. Subscribe here. Find me on Instagram. I do more stuff on Instagram. I haven't been posting a ton there, but I am on my stories a considerable amount. I want to connect with you. I want to be able to serve you in any way possible. Shoot me a message there. Drop a comment here. Reach out, brother. You got this. I believe in you. Oh, and by the way, still sober. I don't know. I lost count of days. I stopped counting because it's just a part of me. Or that's the goal, at least, for it to be a part of me to be completely sober. So I'm rolling. I'm with it. I'm good. I'm great. I'm better than ever. So if you need help with anything, let me know how I can help. Reach out, please. I love you guys. Let's go.